time that you're really bossing adult life? Being kicked out for flat share in your 30s? I've really been examining myself and attempting to establish where I went wrong exactly. Because honestly, I tried to be a considerate housemate and less, overgrown teenage dirtbag, which is perhaps my more authentic self. It had been a little while since I'd had to share a house with someone that I wasn't either fucking or was the byproduct of fucking, so, it's taken some adjustment. Another sign of bossing adult life. Moving back in with your parents. It's quite the different vibe when you become accustomed to an independent life. I avoid saying adult life because, I'm not sure that's something I've ever fully achieved. I try to be a functional adult, like I try to be a considerate housemate. I understand there are basic, unwritten rules in any kind of housemate agreement, like give your housemate advance notice if you're planning an orgy so they can make a point of either joining in or being out. I'm kidding. I don't host or attend orgies. Not in council estate flat shares. Mid-range hotel at the very least, or an empty house, like the one I'm trying to sell for my functional adult days. That's led to a few awkward moments when the estate agent hadn't informed me they were organising a viewing. I think those respective buyers got quite the viewing. But at least it gave them an idea of what they could do with the space. It really demonstrated the range of contrasting, complementing styles that could be achieved. So, yes, I was a very considerate housemate. I hung up my hostess hat, well, it's more of a mask, for a while. I was even hyper-considerate of bringing, let's call them dates home. I would ring ahead of time, unless I knew that my housemate was going to be out for the entire evening or was staying over at her boyfriend's. I certainly made the most of the nights of free reign then. So I found it very inconsiderate when she changed her plans one particular evening and came home. I know, she wasn't planning on getting into a big fight and breaking up with her boyfriend, but she could have at least rung ahead of time, so really, it's her own fault that she came home to find me pressed naked against the living room wall. I could tell that she was a little bit upset by that, so being the mediator that I am, I invited her to join us. But she turned us down. That was certainly a mark in her little black book. I'm not talking figuratively, by the way. I literally think she recorded every time I messed up, like left a coffee cup unchaperoned for more than 5 minutes, or borrowed some of her toothpaste and forgot to put the lid back on properly. After the bare arse cheek episode, she wanted me to pay for a deep clean. Apparently, the landlord is very particular about not sticking things on walls. I assured her that I regularly pay for deep cleaning services, and my colonic irrigation therapist says that my insides are squeaky clean. But she wasn't impressed. With so much effort spent on the communal areas of the flat, my bedroom was a little bit more tainted, let's say. A few more prints, body arts. Well, I should be free to express myself creatively in my own home, right? They really picked up on this on the move-out report. Said that there was a bit too much expressing. I'm really quite flattered they dedicated an entire chapter to yours truly. But honestly, the way they described it, you'd think I'd left a crime scene behind. But I definitely made no holes in the walls. I was very particular about enforcing my stilettos on carpeted areas only policy. So if they found any holes in the walls, then they should really speak to Mr. Parker next door about that. And I did clean while I was there. Or I saw that my room was cleaned. I have a good friend whose favourite things in life are fucking and cleaning, which is great, since I love being fucked and creating a mess. So we got on like a house on fire. Don't worry, that's not something that I've messed up on yet, setting a house on fire. I am a generous friend, if nothing else, so I would often let the mess really brew and invite him round when he could really go to town on cleaning up the room before, after, maybe even during. I like repeat sessions. Going to town on me. But then one evening, when I got the cleaning products out, he suddenly got really emotional. Said that I was only using him for his cleaning skills and not his body. But he knew what this was when we got into it. Maybe I should have introduced him to my housemates. They could have bonded over their shared love of cleaning and being uptight. It's really a shame that he decided I was too much just before I was asked to leave. That really could have saved me on the cleanup.